You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you.
How is everyone breaking into your house?
I don't know. I mean, a best friend kind of makes sense. She would know where I live.
And how to get in?
Probably.
That's fair. Colonel Sanders, though?
Yeah, I don't know about Colonel Sanders. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay. I was just... But now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. But... You will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. And I could get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving as if it's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. It's good to know.
If you ever start dating a pressure cooker, that's what you do.
Go skydiving?
Yeah.
Ah, that's good to know. And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date, too. Back at Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection. Wowzers.
That's not your decision to make.
What? Miriam tells you to move on from his whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school.
Why is that an option? That's not your choice. That's just what Miriam's telling you.
I don't know. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious.
Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away.
I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dip too. Why don't you go pick on someone your own size?
Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school?
There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school. But who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature?
You've got some nerve, Bleft, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse.
Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it! You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain.
Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up.
I'll never give up. Ever! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Lift, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Blessed. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel? I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Blift. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad and get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa! That's that book! It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear that some sort of... It would appear to be some sort of... grimoire.
Yeah.
But I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire? Way to find out.
Surefire?
Surefire? I don't know. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I can use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else? Not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. No.
What?
You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room waiting for students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement.
I want you all to know, I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you, it's nothing to be afraid of.
His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs at the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside.
Terrence! I told you never come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence!
Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence?
You'd better not show any of your chubby cheeks around here ever again!
After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt, not only by Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone.
I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Bleft, for reminding me to dole out this indisputable bit of wisdom. You see...
But before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by words and sparks coming from the back of the room.
It's not your choice. Why
It is my choice. I chose it.
Okay.
I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friends Jeff and Joan. J&J forever. Watch us perform a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz, bzz. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Beep. How dare you? That's inappropriate language.
How dare you?
Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain, or off a cliff for all I care. Beep.
Sad beep.
Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that Clank. What?
It's beautiful.
Oh. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay.
Did it say deep friend?
It does.
I think that's supposed to be fried.
Yeah. Clink slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school.
Bill, cut that out.
It's gonna cut you out.
No!
I'll cut you both out.
Bill, cut this out more. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena.
But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I can smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. Oh my
No!
Miriam! How could he embarrass me in class like that, in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke. Even the source of her frustration is such a, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not gonna saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank, or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person, who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch. But that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off Van Van, the supposed man,
Slander.
and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on. Bleth's famous chicken pot pie.
You dare question the man-manness of Van Van?
I do. Tee-hee-hee.
Oh, okay.
After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders.
You can tell Colonel Sanders entered because of the cherry petals everywhere.
Yeah. Blith, what are you cooking there? There's still time before the final exam. Or what are you doing here? I've been completely misread that word. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's not too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who was hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get into your head, you lost a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision is hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up.
You don't want to gaslight him into thinking that he heard nothing and there wasn't a sound at all?
Yeah, and that he can't smell anything either.
No, you definitely can't.
Definitely not. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards.
Of course.
Oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man.
He's been training. He's been putting pot pies like yards away from him, seeing where he can smell it from distinctly.
Of course. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow.
Who ate it already?
Well, it sounds like he ate it.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules.
There are no rules. That is, except the cook with everything you've got.
You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. I don't know what this talking about. I don't think they're not over the top at all.
No, I don't think so. Have you seen Von's outfit?
Yeah, it's not over the top.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe, fried chicken.
Something perfect.
The intensity in the room starts at full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash. Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend Baster Blaster? Yeah. Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin.
Let's rock and ride.
Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula.
Wow, what a cool move.
Oh yeah. I need to learn that move. Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. I didn't know he could talk. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold.
We mustn't let it happen, or the uprising will take us all.
Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's most certainly evil magic? No, do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do this the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Blessed. Miriam notices, too.
So from Colonel Sanders' perspective, he looks over, sees that you're just cooking, and he's like, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I gave her a southern accent for a minute.
Colonel Sanders?
And I've always believed in you, Bleth, since we were little kids. Because I'm your best friend forever! You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who is cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you.
That is not how that works.
Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles.
Noodles?
It's the secret ingredient.
Oh yeah, you're making macaroni and cheese, that's right.
Oh yeah. However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes.
It is I, Steve, the Spock Monster.
Steve! Steve? What happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you?
We Spock Monsters are many. I think Borka had the day off, but you've conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. So I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition? I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kid, and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out?
I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station.
I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh?
Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water?
I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little Spock pup back in the old country.
You can feel the Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition.
I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during scan tactics class, and when I woke up.
You toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint.
Never mind. I'll tell you later. Good luck.
Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win.
I think you should give up and drop out of culinary school personally. That seems like the only solution here, really.
I disagree.
But what else did you do?
I'm going to summon the power from deep within me. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body.
You're going Super Saiyan?
My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, blessed. You are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you'd been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off of the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything, except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Blessed. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're gonna need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the rest? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart.
The rules
What
of there are no rules?
What a guy.
What a guy.
Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting If we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union.
Time's up, students.